Hey everybody, my name is Gerry, I'm from Walt and I, and in this video I'm going to be answering one of my clients' questions directly. I thought I'd put it out in this way because there might be some value for you as well. Now, even though I've put videos on this cataloging feature out in the past, just a quick little review, very basic terms, and then also I'm going to share for those of you that have traveled with me, B and X, right? B and X. Now what that is, it's a very easy way that I found to sort through a whole bunch of images and then select them in three different categories. Number one, reject, the one you want to delete. Number two, ones you're just going to leave in your catalog for now. And then the ones that you want to process and eventually add into a collection. So let's dive into Lightroom here. The first thing I'm going to do is just overview the catalog section of the program. So at the top here, library, that's where you catalog. And once you're in this view, G takes you to the view where you can see your grid, all your images, right? Now, to open up the sides, you can hit either tab on your keyboard and it opens both, or what I prefer to do inside of the catalog is just to open the one side while I'm working. Here, I can see from the top catalog, which is all my images, folders, the home base where they live, and then collections. Right, now the first thing I'm going to do before I start my B and X process is to create a new catalog. Collection. Focus, Gerry. Create a collection. And I'm going to call this one, for example, because I'm going to be working on Amboseli images, best of Amboseli. So Mo, for you, if you're watching this, what you would do is you'd create one called best of Africa, for example. Right, now before I hit create, I'm going to make sure that it's set as the target collection. Set as target collection. Now I hit create, and if you look down here now, I've got best of Amboseli with a plus sign. That plus sign means that that is the current target collection. And while I'm on an image and I hit B, it's going to add that image into that collection. And you'll see how that works in a little bit. Okay, now that we set up, I'm going to close this for a second. Just a couple of things scrolling through here, right? At the bottom of the screen, you have this toolbar. If it's not there, hit T on your keyboard because that shows and hides the toolbar. From the side, you've got all different view modes. Not going to touch those now. I've got the spray can feature, which I'm going to show you, and then sorting. Now, yesterday, Mo, when I spoke to you on Zoom, we spoke about this. If you want to rearrange the way in which Lightroom shows you these things, you can use that, and you can order according to any of these. Now, what we spoke about is how do I find the images that I've edited recently? You just click down there and you select edit time. Now you can scroll, depending on your setup, to the top, or mine's at the bottom. Keep going. And here I will see the images that I've edited recently. All of these ones are part of a panorama, the top of Kilimanjaro. But otherwise, these are the ones that I've edited in order as I edited them. Normally, and default is capture time, but that's an easy way to do it. Now, very quickly, if you want to create different labels or star ratings for your images, you select the image and watch what happens underneath over here. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5, or then 0 stars. That's how you give them a star rating. Okay, if you want to add a color label, 6 red, 7 yellow, 8 green, and 9 blue. So you can use those. Let me just do a couple here for you. So I'm selecting all of those as red. And then also let's do a couple as, for example, 1 stars, or 2 stars, 2 there. And so you can add those in, right? Now, if you want to, through a big collection of images like this, you want to find only the red ones. What you do in your library module, you go up to attributes, right? You make sure all of these are unclicked, and then you select whatever you select here. That's what Lightroom was going to show you. So red, there's all my red images that I've labeled in this directory, right? If I unclick red and I say show me 2 stars, there they are. I can also double up and show me 2 stars that are red, and there they are. Okay, so it's an easy way for you to kind of put groups of images together in whatever way you want. It could be red means you want to post them to Instagram, and 2 stars mean you want to post it on a Wednesday. Your decision there. You can zero these things, clear them out there, and to return to normal, you go to none. So now there's no attributes applied to the selection that you are viewing. Okay, I am going to now start, ignore all the ratings. Let's just start from, pick a spot, start from here. Okay, the idea now is to get to a point, because often you sit down and there's this load of raw images. Where do you start? Most of us just scroll through, pick one, process. It's a long and arduous journey to do it that way. So you want to get to a point where you can easily do these collections. So I'm going to go into my library module. I've already now, remember, set up my Best of Amboseli collection, and I've made sure there's a plus sign next to it, which means it's the target collection. Okay, now let's close that. I'm going to open up the image, double click it, and underneath here I'm going to click on this little triangle to open my film strip at the bottom, so I kind of know what's coming. Okay, now I'm going to work on 3 keys only: X, the forward arrow, the right arrow, and B. If I hit X on an image, right, it means I don't like it, it's out of focus, I know for a fact I'm not going to do anything with it. It marks it as a reject. Now, as a reject, it doesn't delete it yet, but you can then look at the reject. I'll show you that now. The forward arrow is basically just skip. I'm not going to add any kind of attribute to it. Those are the ones where if it was your first time in Africa and you want to keep some of the images more from a sentimental point of view, those are just the ones you keep. The ones that you like, the ones that you want to process, the ones that you want to share with people, you're going to hit the B key on. All right, now, before I get going, X, forward arrow, and B. Those are the only keys I'm going to use. But I want you to make sure that your caps lock is on. Here's why. My caps lock is now off. So let's say I hit X on this. Okay, I then have to arrow forward. X, arrow forward. B, arrow forward. With caps lock on, it means auto advance. Right, so if I look at this image now, I've only got B, X, and arrow forward. If I look at this, I want to reject. I can reject it, and it automatically jumps to the next frame. So I don't have to arrow in between. I look at this, X, X, X. I want to X all of these. Let's see if anything changes. That's slightly out of focus, X, out of focus, X. X, oh God, I chose a bad selection. Now I get here and I think, okay, cool. I want to process this one. I hit B on it. It'll auto advance because my caps lock is on, but it also adds it to the collection. You'll see now what happens. I don't mind that one. I'm just going to skip it with the arrow. Same there, same there, same there. Okay, cool. I want to B, add that to my collection. Skip, skip. I've got a couple of those. I can see it down at the bottom, so I can remove some of them. There's the face. I hit B, skip, skip, B, skip, skip, X. So I'm going through this fast for you to see, but only 3 keys, B, forward arrow, and X, with your caps lock on. That means it auto advances. So B, it'll do something to the image, put it in a collection, and move forward. X, it'll mark as a reject and go forward. I'm going to keep going just a bit so we've got images to work with. So, okay, let's add one of those to the collection. I'm going to skip that. Between those 2, I can X one. I'm going to look at that. The wildebeest head's the wrong way. I want to B that one. So remember, B are the ones that I like and that I'm going to process. It's X that one, B, forward, there, B. And that's how you keep going. B, X, or arrow. Simple decision. Again, X, reject, crap. Arrow forward, nice, but nothing special. And the ones that you want to process and you think are good, you hit B. Now, this is not a final version. You can still come back and fix this later. Now, watch this. I hit G for my grid. Now, you'll see some of these images here are grayed out. If I am now 100% sure that I've done everything, I'm going to go to the top, say attribute, and I'm going to click this little flag here with a cross. Now it's showing me all my rejects. These are ones I want to delete. Okay, you can check through them one more time. When you're ready, you simply go Command, Delete. This comes up, right? Remove from Lightroom, delete from disk, or cancel. If you remove from Lightroom, it'll take it out of Lightroom, but it still takes space on your hard drive. If you delete from disk, it takes it out of Lightroom and off your hard drive. That's normally the way you want to go. All right, so it's Command, Delete. You can also just go Command A, right click, and then delete, if I can find it, remove photos. And that same dialog will come up. Okay, that's how you get rid of your rejected images. Now, I've also added some to my B. The B images goes to the collection. So if I now go and I scroll down to my collections, and I click on Best of Ambercelli, there are my images that I am going to process. See how simple this is? The rejects get deleted. I go to B for my hero shots, and if I want to see the rest of them, I just go to my folder. Make sense? So Best of Ambercelli, what I would start here then, I would double click. I would hit D to take it into develop. From here, I would do all my adjustments, whatever the case might be. If I'm now in develop and I'm thinking, actually, I don't want to process this. In here, you hit B on the keyboard and it takes it out of the collection, but it stays in your raw files. Yeah. So it's out of the collection here, out of my collection, but it is still in your raw files. And that is a very simple way that I found to work through lots of images quickly. One more time. B, send it to the collection. You like those. Forward arrow, you kind of meh about it. And X is a reject. Make sure your caps lock is on when you start this process because then it auto advances. Simple process. If you guys have any questions, Mo, if you have a question, send me a WhatsApp. Anybody else, drop me an email, details at the end of the video. Good luck and happy cataloging. One more time, my name is Gerry. I'm from Walt and I. Have a good one.